Okay, I get it. We've all been in those difficult spots financially where we don't really know where we're going to turn with these medical bills, especially when it comes to medical bills that are kind of mounting on you. And maybe you've got some upcoming procedures, things like heart caths, MRIs, just the various tests that can be extremely expensive, especially the out of pocket parts. Even when you're paying that 80/20 deductible or whatever it is, they can get extremely expensive. And so, because of that, I've been there, done that, where I look out ahead, I see this test, this procedure, this appointment coming up, and I think to myself, you know what, I really don't want to go, because I know if I go, I'm just going to be adding to my debt. I'm going to be adding to that debt that I owe the hospital, the doctor, the clinic, whoever, and I just don't want to have to go down that road. And really, it just gets that way. You know, I tell my family along about middle toward the end of the month, I'm on a monthly income, a fixed income, and I tell them toward the middle end of the month, look, if you don't need it, if you just want it, and we can't eat it, we don't get it. You know, I've got to take care of priority. I've got to put things like food, clothing, shelter at the top. And then after that, to be honest with you, I have to just start drawing things out as they go. And typically, I like to remind myself that my medical care comes right there. Because if I'm not going to be here, if I'm not going to have a successful, healthy life, then the other things are not going to happen either. So if I want to be responsible for my family, I've got to go ahead and face those procedures and tests and those follow-up appointments, regardless of how much money's in my checking account or in my wallet, and regardless of what the total outcome may be financially and the impact on my family. So anyway, if you're facing a procedure, please don't try to avoid that. Please don't try to cancel out on those things just because of the dollar amount. No, what we need to be doing really, and this is my best advice, is you need to go to your clinic, doctor's office, hospital, whatever, go into their financial assistance department. They have one. You may have to ask where it is, but go into the financial assistance department. Sit down with a social worker there. If you're a transplant patient, you've probably already gotten one put on your case. You may not have met them, but they're there. Go and sit down with one of those financial assistance officers or social workers and let them work it out. Because I promise you, every one of these places has an assistance program for people who are in hardship or financial straits, that sort of thing, like we are for transplant patients. They've got something there that can help you, okay? And you can apply for those things. You may have to share with them your monthly budget, some of your other bills, you know, some financial statements. But in doing that, it can save you a ton, okay? I know with UAB Charity Care, for example, which I've used in the past, they not only take over 100% of my bills as far as what's happening now and what's coming within the next year, they actually retro pay back about 6 months and pick up and clean up all that debt. They basically write it off is what they do, but it really lifts the burden off of me as far as having those procedures done. So take care of yourself. You're the top priority, but go and sit down and sit down and see what assistance is available for you, because I promise it's just not worth the worry. It's not worth fretting over. You can get the help that you need. With that said, thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, stay stronger, friends.